Picture this: the moon, that ancient celestial beacon, is about to dazzle us with a performance that's not just beautiful, it's uniquely rare and right on our doorstep. In October 2025, we're getting the first supermoon of the year paired with the harvest moon, all rolled into one unforgettable evening. It's a cosmic treat that begs you to step outside and witness something truly special. But here's where it gets intriguing: this isn't your typical lunar show. Let's dive in and uncover what makes this event so remarkable. A fascinating interplay between our calendars and the moon's orbital dance is delivering October a double honor, the harvest moon title combined with the inaugural supermoon of 2025. This means a fuller, more vivid full moon hovering near the horizon as dusk settles in, perfectly timed for those everyday moments, like strolling home from work, whipping up dinner, or stealing a glance through your kitchen window. No fancy equipment required, just some clear skies and a moment to pause and appreciate. I remember my first encounter vividly. I was waiting in a chilly line outside a local store, nervously fidgeting with a receipt. Suddenly, the moon emerged over the rooftops like an illuminated paper lantern, starting with a fiery orange hue that softened to a creamy glow. For a brief instant, the street transformed into a synchronized ballet. A biker eased up, a dog halted its sniffing, and someone on their phone murmured, "Hold on, you've got to see this. This time around, it'll be even more captivating, slightly bigger and brighter." Why? Because it's positioned closer to Earth. Why this harvest moon stands out from the crowd. Typically, the harvest moon graces September skies, aligning closest to the autumnal equinox. But in 2025, the full moon that snugly fits that equinox date arrives in early October, crossing over the month line and elevating a common occurrence into something extraordinary. Add to that the moon's proximity to its nearest point to Earth, and voila, 2025's premier supermoon takes center stage. The calendar aspect is intuitive, even if the underlying math can feel convoluted. Anticipate the peak full phase on October 7, 2025, in UTC, with the moon's closest Earth approach occurring roughly a day later, qualifying it as a supermoon. Visually, this translates to a lunar disk up to 14% bigger than its most distant appearance and about 30% more luminous than a standard full moon, differences that pop when it's silhouetted against rooftops or ocean waves. How does this alignment occur? The equinox stays anchored in the calendar, yet the moon's cycle is a tad shorter than our months, inching forward annually. Occasionally, September's full moon drifts slightly away from the equinox, allowing October's to inch nearer and snatch the harvest moon designation. Then there's perigee, the orbital sweet spot where the moon hugs Earth closest, which wanders through the year in its own independent rhythm. When these cycles sync up, they create these headline-grabbing nights. And this is the part most people miss: it's a reminder of how our fixed calendars interact with the ever-shifting cosmos, blending predictability with surprise. Timing and tips for catching the spectacle. Mark your calendars for the evenings of October 6th to 8th, with October 7th as the star attraction. Adjust slightly for your time zone. The viewing method is delightfully straightforward and low-tech. During a full moon, it typically ascends at sunset and descends at sunrise. Gaze eastward as the sky dims, spotting its initial orange ascent over chimneys or treetops, then follow its transition to a pearly white as it ascends higher. Whether you're in an urban jungle or rural expanse, the horizon is the secret weapon. Scout a location with an unobstructed eastern vista, a riverside path, a hillside overlook, a coastal promenade, or even a sports field post-game. We've all experienced that magical cloud gap revealing a perfect alignment, but let's admit it, daily stargazing isn't routine. This occasion justifies the minor effort: a jacket, a few extra minutes, and a leisurely pace home. Consider the moon a dedicated artist that thrives on thoughtful staging. If weather forecasts are unpredictable, extend your window to 48 hours around the full phase. The surrounding nights can appear nearly indistinguishable to the naked eye. As a stargazer in Northumberland who's tracked moonrises for 20 years, I've learned you don't need gadgets, you just need a spot where time slows down, shared one enthusiast. Best viewing slot, roughly at local sunset for the most pronounced, warm glow low on the horizon. Direction to look: eastward for the rise, westward for the set. Use a compass app if you're disoriented. Essential prep: warm clothing, a flashlight with red light to preserve night vision, and patience for fleeting clouds. Photography tip: frame it with structures like buildings, foliage, or water to convey scale. Reduce exposure by one stop to avoid overbrightening the disc. Understanding the super factor, and why it captivates us. Supermoon may not be a formal scientific label, but it's undeniably useful. Practically, it signifies a full moon coinciding near perigee, the orbital point where the moon is at its minimum distance from Earth on its elliptical path. This closeness delivers an extra boost of illumination and size, most noticeable when the moon is juxtaposed against familiar landmarks, a pier, a cathedral spire, railroad tracks, or a city skyline. There's also the renowned moon illusion at lower elevations, which tricks our eyes into perceiving it as gargantuan near the horizon. Our brains scale it up by comparing it to known objects, an effect a tape measure can't replicate. The key to maximizing this drama is observing it low, within the first 30 minutes after rising or the last 30 before setting. Ultimately, the measurements are secondary to the synergy of location and timing. Urban light pollution dims distant stars but not the moon itself. You can observe from your backyard or a bustling sidewalk, and it will still feel profoundly personal. Venturing to darker areas rewards you with enhanced scenery, the way moonlight floods fields or coastal trails, elongates shadows, and makes the earth itself seem to radiate. It doesn't require a telescope, it simply demands your undivided focus. Your tailored strategy for the evening. Begin by mapping out a suitable spot with an open eastern horizon for the moonrise, perhaps a river bridge, a hilltop, or a parking lot angled toward the sky. Check your local sunset time, then plan to arrive 10 to 15 minutes early to settle in and allow your vision to adapt. In the UK, expect early October evenings with jacket-appropriate weather and visible breath. Smartphones can assist without complicating things. A basic moon phase app or a quick online search for Moonrise time in your town suffices. For photos, opt for wide shots incorporating people or structures for perspective, and experiment with burst mode during the horizon clearance. If clouds are mischievous, allow flexibility, gaps can shift and reform. Missing the exact ascent? The ascent process is gradual and forgiving. For families, it's an ideal short outing, no late hours or arduous hikes, just a brief stroll and shared upward gazes. Commuters might pause on a bridge, steal a moment before catching the bus, or peek over a station roof. Early birds can catch the mirrored show at dawn, with the moon descending westward in a cooler, more subdued palette as morning light emerges. A luminous tradition in a hectic world. Labels aren't essential for enjoyment, but they carve out mental space. The harvest moon evokes the historical, utilitarian light that prolonged evenings for harvesting crops, and this year's October shift weaves that legacy into our modern routines. The 2025 debut Supermoon injects extra flair, prompting us to notice something punctual amid our own haphazard schedules. It embodies a subtle egalitarianism. Night shift workers witness it, children in pajamas spot it from windows, joggers along paths, smokers on stoops, elders on benches, and couriers at stoplights all share in the view. Post a snapshot if inclined, or keep it private. The true magic lies in that collective sigh as it breaches the rooftops, uniting the street in a synchronized breath. But here's where it gets controversial. Is supermoon just a catchy term coined by astronomers to popularize lunar events, or does it undervalue the moon's natural beauty on ordinary nights? Some argue it's overhyped marketing, while others see it as a gateway to deeper astronomical appreciation. What about the harvest moon's shift? Could it signal broader changes in how we perceive seasonal cycles? I'd love to hear your take. Do you view these events as mere coincidences, or do they inspire you to question our place in the universe? Agree, disagree, or share your own lunar stories in the comments below. Key points details interest for reader. Rare October harvest moon. Full moon nearest the equinox falls in early October 2025 explains